All right, so it's a Friday afternoon. The trading week has come to a close. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice. These are just my personal thoughts and opinions, but I want to talk about my favorite company, GameStop. Look at the price action this week. Incredibly low volume. It was an incredibly low volume week for GameStop stock. And if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the lowest trading volume weeks that GameStop's had in like literally years and years and years, right? So why now? Why would this happen? A couple different reasons it could be, right? But first of all, you should go do your own research, draw your own conclusions. Just use what I'm saying like as one person's thought. I'm not trying to be a genius. I am not a genius. That's just the facts. You should hear this, think, okay, well, why does he think that? Do I think the same about this? Well, maybe I disagree with that aspect. I could dig into that a little bit. That's why I make these kind of videos, right? But what I'm seeing with volume and what I'm analyzing and kind of thinking is that the volume is really low now because individuals continue to send their shares to ComputerShare, right? So which means they're being withdrawn from the DTC. GameStop's most recent earnings report reported 23% of all outstanding shares at ComputerShare. And that's as of July 31st. There's been a month and a half since then. So I'm willing to bet it's in the high 20s, if not close to 30 at this point. 30 might be really pushing it. It's probably more like the mid to high 20s in terms of percentage of the entire shares outstanding, right? That are at ComputerShare. But my point is, if more and more shares are going to ComputerShare, that would mean less and less shares in the DTC. And if the same shares are being cycled over and over again, which I personally think is happening through options, swaps, ETFs, right? Just selling them in and out of the ETFs. Oh, the price is going up. We have to hedge our options, start buying some shares. And then, oh, the price goes down. Oh, yeah, we can de-hedge. You can sell off some of these shares because, they're not in the call options are not in the money anymore, right? I think it's all things like that. And it's the DTC allowing that to happen repeatedly. And that's where the same volume is cycled over and over. And now maybe that everyone's taking their shares out of the DTC, it's a scenario where they can't cycle as many shares consistently because now people have taken them out at DRS to ComputerShare, right? So that's where I think that low volume is. And a couple other people have talked about, I've seen some posts on Twitter and Reddit about the volume being really low in the past, right before we get a big rip. So could that be coming on the horizon? I don't know. Make that decision yourself. Don't take any kind of advice from me. It literally could not be the case. I'm just throwing it out there, right? But it makes sense if you're out of firepower, right, to keep shorting the stock down. And we've been in an elongated downturn, right? And then now we're kind of stagnant this week, right? Is it like they're out of firepower and now they have to roll over the next cycle, right? Nobody truly knows. Nobody truly knows. That is the truth. But the moss is not today. It is tomorrow, right? So have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for watching.